I don't know about you, but I'm sick of everything in mainstream comics being gay. It's like your boy Zach talked about before his downfall, of course. Your boy Zach talked about this in a great video where he talked about how DC Comics felt like it was like the comic book equivalent of a gay bar. Well, Marvel's not that far behind them, and it feels like every character's been turned into some kind of gay thing. Now, Spider-Man already has a Spider-Verse version, which is like this weird Pride Parade homosexual iteration of Spider-Man. But this is with Peter Parker, and I get it's quite just joking, bro. But it's kind of a weird thing that like no straight man would actually do. If you start to think about it, like would you actually do this with your buddy? It's kind of odd, and of course implies that Peter Parker has some latent homosexuality to it. This is in J. Michael Straczynski's Captain America run, which has been a complete train wreck. J. Michael Straczynski's lost his fastball in his old age. There has not been any good output from him in a long, long time. And his return to Marvel Comics was just a complete dud here. Sales have not really gone through the roof as expected either. Back in the day, like his star power from Babylon 5 and the like really actually just increased sales just because he was going to be on the title. These days, not so much. The people have been burnt out on a lot of his comic offerings. He's had troubles over the years. And Captain America itself didn't do very well. Now, this was canceled early. It was not intended to be a 16-issue run, so he wrapped it up real quick, and you can see that in here. We'll get into the weird gay joke with Spider-Man and making Spider-Man gay in just a second. And, of course, we'll talk about this entire run and exactly where it ended up. Hit the like and subscribe button as we talk about all things in comics here. Really appreciate you guys for being here. I'm a comic creator myself, blacklisted from the mainstream industry, and, of course, we just crushed it $16,000 on our Emerald Array graphic novel with only 14 days to go, guys. This book's going to be heading out and, of course, getting out there real quick. We just delivered most of our shipments for a book called The Hidden Emperor, which is part of my Terran Imperium Chronicles. Now, this is my universe right here. The Emerald Array are a team of male space marines who do the hard work of the Empire, and they are out there fighting space monster bugs, which are demonic and evil, trying to destroy humanity, and this is something only they can handle. It's really, really good. It's high-T action. It's alpha male shit. It's a lot of fun, guys, and you're going to enjoy this. If you like classic comics, it's just so much action adventure. Support independent comics today. Support our offering. This is in the description below, and join the 309 people who have done this so far. It's going to be awesome, and I don't want you to miss this. Thank you so much for supporting our work, and thank you again for loving independent comics. All right, so J. Michael Straczynski has taken over Captain America. Of course, his most famous thing is One More Day from Spider-Man, I Want Your Marriage, where, of course, he had Peter Parker make a deal with the devil to end his marriage. It was so dumb. Of course, J. Michael Straczynski blamed editorial for it, and that seems to be like his whole career, right? Rising Stars like had problems and issues. He couldn't finish it. It ended with a kind of a whimper after an interesting setup. Spider-Man had this problem, which he blamed editorial on. There was the Sins Past thing where he destroyed Gwen Stacy as well. So Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy both got destroyed by him. Do these people hate women? Oh, my. That's sexist. And, of course, he blamed that on editorial. He pulled out of his Fantastic Four run, blaming editorial. He pulled out of his Superman run at DC Comics, blaming editorial. So it seems the guy's just really hard to work with, right? Now, modern Marvel Comics has no editorial vision, so it probably made it a little easier for him to just go to Captain America and just do what he wanted. He made it into a political rant in the first series. Of course, he was making comparisons of Nazis to Donald Trump rallies. Very tired. Captain America acted like a communist in it. Very anti-American, anti-conservative. Obviously, J. Michael Straczynski doesn't understand how to write Captain America right away. So he took a big left turn with the book, and Captain America entered like some fairyland where he had to then deal with people on that level after that. And it was just like, what? This is not a Captain America story. This doesn't make sense. It would have been better for Thor to do something like that, or Doctor Strange to do something like that. But unfortunately, Marvel Comics, they just don't get Captain America. This is a character that's been pulled out of the 1940s. He would be very conservative compared to today's society. He would be very patriotic. And in fact, as a patriot who's doing this, he'd be a MAGA Trump supporter. That is just kind of how it would work. Now, they can't do this because they've blacklisted every MAGA Trump supporter from Marvel Comics and DC Comics and the entire industry. Everybody who's written Captain America in recent years hates everything that Captain America stands for. They hate patriotism. They think it's evil. They're globalist shills. They're commies, all of them. And so that's something Captain America doesn't jive with, and so they can't write the character in a compelling manner. It's very, very obvious. They haven't done so since Civil War. Now, it's not just Straczynski. They had Mark Waid come in. Of course, Mark Waid made rants about Trump rallies, too. It's the same tired crap that nobody wants. And let's not even get started on the whole Nick Spencer Hail Hydra crap that happened with it. We know that was a bad direction for Cap, and it was, again, commentary on just like modern American politics, which is just so tired. Now, you want to have Captain America do something real, have him go fight the fentanyl crisis, have him go fight against Islamic extremists. Like, I mean, it's so easy to do, but hey, they can't do it because they have their own worldviews, and that's exactly what's gone on here. So when he went into his weird fairyland and ended up with some like weird lady with a weird SJW haircut and things like that helping him along, this whole series went off the rail, became unreadable at that point. Even though it was less political then, it was just like, this isn't Captain America. Why am I bothering with this? And of course, the sales collapsed as a result. Now, in this final issue, Spider-Man and Thor and Captain America all team up, and I guess that's a like nod to, hey, these are the characters I wrote in my runs. I guess he forgot the Fantastic Four run or just omitted it. And of course, he did a Doctor Strange miniseries as well, but that one was I guess out of continuity, so I guess he doesn't count that. And that's where it ends up as a like, this is his I guess that was his final hurrah for his mainstream mainline Marvel continuity. It was what it seems like it is. Now, in this, as they're about to go fight, for Broxton to live, dark Asgard must fall. So Thor's making his call to action, very heroic, as Thor would be. And here's Spider-Man staring at Thor's junk right here. Very, very weird. Again, this is something you don't do. How do you do that? ... Make the light bend around you. So I guess the light's bending around his penis. Is this the implication here? And you can see that he's clearly staring at Thor's junk, which, again, if you want to think about this, like, would you ever do this with your friends? No. This is very, very weird. This is not a straight man doing something like this. Only a person who's homosexual or latent homosexual would do this. So the implication is Spider-Man's gay. It is. I can't unsee it now. And this is modern Marvel in a nutshell. Everything has a weird gay thing to it. This is like the bad fan fiction of years past, but now it's in like modern mainstream stuff. They can't help themselves. It used to be old cat ladies who would do this kind of thing. They'd take like Kirk and Spock and write little fiction to each other back in the day, and then they'd do it on internet message boards after that. And this is exactly what JMS is doing. He's like this old cat lady who wants to turn everybody into a homosexual, like for his feminine fantasies. Very weird. So Thor says, "Have you had no unspoken thoughts?" No, not really. And this is supposed to be the Spider-Man ha 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 ha. But again, the implication running deeper is the problem that they have with every comic. And if this was just a random gay joke out of things that just like, you don't see it super often, whatever, it'd be one thing. But the problem is Marvel and DC Comics have turned every single character gay at this point. They've made just diversity versions of all these characters. It's just been so painful to read these comics in recent years that this kind of thing just sticks out and goes, gosh, it's another low blow for Spider-Man that just ruins the character once again. And that's exactly what Straczynski does. This should have been edited out. This is something that's very, very easy for an editor to go, okay, this joke's really not appropriate. Again, Captain America, all ages book. We don't really want to make weird latent homosexual things or somebody staring at penises as a joke. Let's come up with a different joke, Joe, for this kind of thing. Can you do that? Very, very easy to do. And that's actually the whole point of editorial. That's why I say editorial has no standards these days and no visions these days. That's why Straczynski's not complaining about it. He just does whatever the hell he wants very clearly, and nobody gives him any oversight because he's J. Michael Straczynski. This is what modern Marvel is, and why modern Marvel is such a disaster and doesn't even feel like a coherent universe anymore. And that's the problem they have. If they got a robust editor who actually made a coherent universe, they might get things going once more. All right, so this is it, guys. Let me know what you think about this. I have a coherent universe with a clear vision for what's going on. I've got a war that's brewing in the Emerald Array and in the Terran Imperium with all the books here. Grab the entire series. You can get it on this campaign, catch up on everything, or just grab this book. It's a lot of fun on its own, and I'm writing things just like the old Marvel way where you could read it on its own. It's great. You could read the greater universe. It's even better. This is what they used to do. They used to just have fun with things, and it didn't used to be gay. Thank you so much for backing, guys. I really appreciate you getting to $16,000, a huge milestone for us. It's in the description below. Support our work. We'll be back soon.